By looking at the initial discounted cash flow analysis done by the Greystock, contains few errors in it. So firstly, we'll focus on the 0.5 million preliminary engineering cost, and it is taken as an expense in the first year of the forecast. So, according to me, it would somewhere be a sunk cost and have already been incurred, right? So it cannot be recovered. So, in discounted cash flow analysis, the future cost is relevant. Hence, the zero point 0.5 million should be removed from the first year forecast. The nextly I want to talk about is they purchased the rolling stock for 2 million, and the anticipated growth has been included in the discounted cash flow analysis. This 2 million transportation investment has the related 10 years depreciation and should be considered when analyzing the project, because the tanker cars are necessary to support the increased throughput, right? And and the outcome of the project. Nextly, I want to talk about the treasury staff. So in this the according to the basic rule, like we always think about the when we talk about real cash flow, the things they should focus on is the real discounted rate, right? So in the discounted cash flow, they talk about nominal discounted rate that includes the inflation for 3%, as the real rate is should be real rate after taking off the inflation should be 7%, and should be used discounted incremental cash flow should be used as 7% in the discounted incremental cash flow. After that, uh, after that, I'll talk about the Greystone discounted cash flow analysis. Also concludes that all lost customers will return from within 1 year, and which is like a very aggressive assumption, I would say. But a more conservative approach would be to assume that not all customers will return so rapidly. The ramp up of period should be accounted for. Like, I mean, if it's possible, like let's say 7% people will come back, or 7% additional revenue will be projected, but they are projecting like all the people who came this year will come the next year too, and following year as well. The sales will be the same, and I think this should not be this shows a wrong net present value in the IRR as well. So the concept to put forth as the director of sales should be considered as well, and the discounted cash flow analysis, because a more efficient Maryland plant is more like people's. I think it's the word is cannibalizing the sales, and I feel like assuming that the sales would be the same in the following years would is not a right approach to show your strategy. Next, I want to talk about the assistant manager plan. Apart from the assistant manager plan, like the manager, Lucy should convey that everyone else that their respective concerns and recommendation will be included in the new discounted cash flow they're gonna make, and which will give a better understanding to people that how these strategies is made and how much different does it make from the other strategy that's shown in the case. And like developing a new EPC may seem a good idea right now, like the case talk about, like the proposal they made for the EPC is concerning right now, but it could be an ethical issue in future. And the competitive strength, but the description from the assistant manager clearly shows that he's putting personal beliefs benefits above the stakeholder benefit, and this somewhere shows that they are focusing more on what they how he's benefiting himself. He's not keeping in mind that at the end we gotta show a better dividend, or how much stakeholder is earning in future. So I believe that they should reject the EPC proposal.
After analyzing the data given, it can be said that Morris should continue to promote the project for funding. Firstly, they have a high internal rate of return at 24%. This will help to create positive cash flow for the company in the next 3 to 4 years. Their payback period is also less at 3.8 years instead of 5, which will help their loaners feel more assured. There is also a change in gross profit percentage. In the past, the gross profit of the company was 19.41%. However, the new change in gross profit percentage is 21.72, which should be a positive sign for the company. Finally, the net present value is estimated to be over 10 million GBP, which will allow the firm to bounce back from losses that were uncertain in the past.
The Merseyside and Rotterdam projects are mutually exclusive because the output gain would be too large by accepting both projects. That large of an output gain would lead to a surplus and would need to lower out the price to sell it all. Just by looking at the statistics, you can tell that Rotterdam is a much better option. It may take a lot longer to show, but Rotterdam will be a wealthier and safer option as they have a much larger gross margin and gross profit over time.
You're not able to quantify the value of adding the new technology to the Merseyside project, as they would not result in a volume gain, because they would already be at capacity. This would leave the gains up to efficiency of the new technology. The efficiency has not been proven and has had varying degrees of success from early adopters in other countries. If Rotterdam incorporated the new technology and shared their experience with successfully incorporating it, higher efficiency could be achieved faster, resulting in advantages over competition. Lucy Morse of Merseyside used engineering studies to estimate costs for expanding existing facilities and production. She had limited discussions with the vice president and financial analysis to come up with preliminary analysis with transportation and marketing managers for their input. Using this information, she prepared a 3-page memo for the project. Elizabeth Eustace of Rotterdam used discounted cash flows analysis to show the value of her project. She tried to get the attention of senior management and the board of directors at recent meetings and events to impress them with the advantages of her project. She also created a very detailed 90-page report detailing the project. The extra effort Elizabeth put into the report could sway the directors because she was so in-depth in her project.
Hello everyone, my name is Prince, and today I'm going to be answering question number 5, part B. And the question is, which project should James Fund propose to the Chief Executive Officer on the Board of Directors? So after reading the case and considering all the factors, I do believe that James Fund should propose the Rotterdam project to the Chief Executive Officer and the board of directors due to different factors. So the first is the Rotterdam project proposal. It consisted of more than enough details, more than the other proposal, the Merseyside Liverpool proposal. Therefore, the more the information, the easier to make a decision, which is why it was it's the project that I did go with because of the information that was provided in that project. So one of which was Elizabeth mentioned like finding another way of obtaining a continuous source of supply of propane gas by obtaining the gas pipeline, which is cheaper and faster. Therefore, any business is therefore looking for anything that is cheaper and faster, and that way I do believe like it is a better and efficient way. Another way is that James was looking for technology in a proposal, and even though the other one already has the technology in it, but this one also is planning to install some technology in the process, and the new technology will be installed and shaken down, even though it will be expensive. But advanced technology can cut some expenses in the future, so some expenses such as labor. Therefore, even though it's coming in the future, it is still coming, which is, and technology was the one thing that the Liverpool proposal had and Rotterdam didn't have, but they're also planning to bring it, so which is why I went to that project. Therefore, in conclusion, I may end saying the Rome proposal will be beneficial in the long term, and it will be a good investment. Thank you.